You know what I had to... I can't tell you. How can I say this without going backwards? I was about to ask you, tell me what it's like, if you can remember the Paris style of eating at what sort of times in the day.
You eat whenever you're hungry. That's the beauty, and it's the same in Europe, you know, like, and even being Maltese or whatever, like, that's what you do. You just eat when you're hungry. And that's why they make wines to be drunk now, you know, with anything, low alcohol, at 10 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like they just sort of run on their own sort of clock.
Listen to your body.
Yeah, they listen. Yeah, and you have lots of little bits of food, of everything. They don't cut out butter and cheese and cream and
all the good
whatever.
Shit.
No, they eat everything, and they're not, you know, obese people. They eat what their body wants, what it desires, at the time that they want to eat, in a proportional manner, and they give appreciation for what they're eating. And they take what they need at that moment. Yeah. And that's what life's about, right?
I totally agree. Because the more you deprive yourself of something that you love, when you do get a chance to have it, it's like you overindulge.
Exactly.
So you'd be better off just, you know, I can have this whenever I want.
100%.
I'm going to have it right now because I feel like it. And it might even just be like a lick.
Yeah.
And that's all you want. But you're not going to know that if you deprive yourself of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But what I mean is my mate Mark Smith, Smithers, right? He goes, and then Lucas. They go to Italy every year because their family is Italian, even though their names are Mark Smith, right?
Yeah.
Which I found is curious.
Yes,
It's
curious
sus,
and
actually.
curiouser.
Yeah, I don't believe them. But anyway, they always tell me about how in Italy, the style of working is you wake up at a certain time, you go to work, and everyone, you have
sleep.
You have a big lunch, but your lunch is with family. Totally different to the style we have here, which is pretty sort of Anglo-Saxon, maybe.
Yeah.
Like English.
Yeah. You gorge quickly. And
you know how we don't really hang around family too much.
Yeah.
In on the Gold Coast or the English sort of way.
100%.
But over there, you'll have a sleep after. Then this is your working day.
Yeah.
Your normal working day is to actually have lunch with family.
Yeah.
Go home and go back to mum.
Yeah.
I love
it's
those
wonderful.
cultures.
And then you work at night also. You'll go back to work and work into dark. Yeah.
Exactly.
But in Japan, you'll start at 10 a.m.
You just work all day, don't you? Like work for like 18 hours a day.
Yeah, but mum always...
They do.
Yeah.
But they work...
That's why you're here.
Yeah. But they work so much that I always found that, you know, like sushi and like they're raging alcoholics, by the way, generally. But they work so much that everything is centered again around food, great food, and drink.
Yeah.
But it's all in smaller portions, and you know it's centered around your working sort of day, which is
food is central to the Japanese culture, as it probably is.
I think it's because you work too much. Like there's not that much to do. We'll go dirt bike riding in Australia, say. You have sort of less surfing time in Japan, if I can be blunt, like in that sort of way.
Yeah, well, Japan doesn't really have surf beaches.
It does, but you know what I'm saying? We have kind of a lot of like outdoor time. Yeah, Chiba. Yeah.
Chiba is probably the only place. Yeah. And can you imagine like 260 million people
so you
living
get
on this
really involved really involved in food. Like
because food it's what sustains us. So you may as well, you know, without food, we don't exist. So if it's something that you must have to survive, why not make the best of it? I think is probably the mentality of all these old cultures.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, can you girls wait here? I want to show you something. Ready?
All right.
Hey, Google.
It's perfect now. No,
hey, Google.
Just wait. Keep talking.
Where's Drew going?
Drew, can you get me some water? I've drunk too much wine. So what, like, I only poured this. Look, I hate Sauvignon Blanc. I'm just one.
Oh, I don't mind it.
I'm not a Sauvignon Blanc drinker. I just find it, like, quite one-dimensional, but that's what we're drinking at the moment. But It's perfect for our climate as well. So I just brought it for the organic. Oh, what have you got
I think
here?
it's refreshing.
Food. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. Oh, he's got food.
Is it food?
now here's something I
looks like
saw
food.
today, okay? Speaking of Japan and Paris and the UK, there's a new place in Burleigh called the Great British Friar, okay? I went there today. A brand new place, just like somewhere down near treetops.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not expecting anyone to eat this.
Right.
I just got it because I knew it would be kind of fitting and weird for tonight.
Oh, is it a weird thing?
It's going to be like 50 cheeseburgers.
I don't
in one
think
or something.
anyone is going to understand, be ready for what I'm about to show you.
I'm okay with grotesque things.
No, it's not
You know
grotesque
that.
at all.
Okay.
It just happens to be two faggots.
Oh my gosh.
They
Two
they happen
faggots?
to be faggots. On the big board on the wall is there. You got chip buddies,
really
meat
appetizing
pies.
right now.
They're faggots.
It's like two balls.
Meatballs. It's just two meatballs.
Pork and liver, like meatballs.
Why do
Yeah.
they call...
And they even have a big sign in front of
What
the
is
cash
it?
register going, faggots are, before you go crazy, everyone, they're pork and liver meatballs.
But what's the definition of faggot?
That.
No. Really?
Well, from what I understand...
So is that the dictionary definition?
No, that's actually a faggot in the UK. This is a legit shop, right? I know
is
it's a
so
bit weird to
random.
pull out, but
No. Put it back. Put it back.
Are you going to try one?
I'll try one.
Oh.
How long's it been
do you want to get your mouth around a faggot, do you?
They
you
look
do.
like big black hairy balls.
It looks like has it been in the fridge?
Can I say that?
No. Has
yeah.
it just been sitting at room
Well, no.
temperature?
Honestly, I bought them about half an hour before I saw you this afternoon, Rika.
I'll have a chip.
Right, and that's mashed beef. This is a
Oh, I
legit...
can't believe I just said that. You may want to edit that out.
I don't know what you said.
Yeah,
I
good.
Do you
will.
have forks or anything?
Oh, not up
No.
here. Sorry.
Oh, I'll put
Just
mine.
put your hands on those faggots and just stick them in your mouth.
So what is it?
It's pork,
Pork and liver.
liver,
Pork-
or something.
Liver
Pork.
meatballs.
But
Yeah?
what is the dictionary definition of a faggot?
Okay, going by the South Park episode, in the 18, I'm actually honest. In the 1800s, a faggot, like faggots, was a gathering of wood, right? So to call someone a faggot back then was like an old lady was a what's the word? A burdensome
bigot?
lady.
Is it?
Like
What's
a
a bigot?
burdensome bigot is different.
Okay.
A burdensome lady was like a bunch of like sticks,
Okay.
you know. So an old lady, she was a faggot, and the words change obviously to become a derogative term now. But what we're eating here
It's not a
are
derogative
actual
term.
faggots.
What does it
Not a
taste
derog-
like? What does it
Okay.
taste like?
In all honesty, the only thing I can compare it to is that there's stuffing in a chicken. You know when you buy barbecue
Yum.
chicken? It tastes like the stuffing. Doesn't it taste like the stuffing in a barbecue chicken?
That's all right. These are some of the best faggots I've ever had my mouth around. All right. Do you eat meat?
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Occasionally. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I eat whatever's put in front of me.
Why are you so
Generally.
awkward right now? They're just faggots.
It doesn't look very.
I kid you not. I'll show you a photo. Yeah, I'm not asking you to even eat them. I'll take them out of the room. But
I'm just
But you should
cleansing
see
my
the
palate
guy.
with sweet chili
The guy
chips.
at the
Some
shop.
more
The guy at the
Oh,
shop.
yes,
All red
He's a
wine.
serious chef.
I don't know.
Red
Right.
wine or rosé. He's a
I
serious
love this
chef.
lady, Drew.
Yeah.
I
Who
love this
is
lady.
struggling with he's selling like all
I
the
need to
legitimate,
keep it cold.
you know, stuff from the menu. And
And he's a chef. He's the English chef.
yeah. So these are
Yeah.
faggots. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
you buy.
And he's just giving homage to it.
So why did you get two of them? Like two servings of them.
I want faggots. I love faggots. You know I love faggots.
We all
Come on.
do. But
Okay.
I just don't want to eat them.
No. So how are you enjoying tonight?
It's good.
Is it?
It's
Oh,
good. Yeah, it's good. You guys make it extremely enjoyable, so it's good. It's good. The it's
Would you like some chips?
probably.
Sweet chili. The kettle chips.
I was going to say, like,
Red Rock Deli.
is it good to chew into the microphone?
Yeah.
Is it all right?
Sorry to the listeners who don't want to hear chewing. I didn't even think about that. How inconsiderate.
So, do you know much about whiskey? Being in Japan? Being from Japan?
Okay. Yeah, because I was actually going to ask Drew if he didn't get on the topic of whiskey. I was going to bring it up because you are a whiskey specialist as well. I've always asked. Wait, I've never known the difference between Scotch whiskey and bourbon whiskey. You know, because whiskey's a whiskey. What's the difference? Scotch, you know. But I found out. We found out because we asked Hey Google. Hey Google, what's the difference between Scotch whiskey and bourbon whiskey?
Is it going to work?
On the website mentalfloss.com, they say Scotch is whiskey made in Scotland, while bourbon is whiskey made in the USA, generally Kentucky.
There you go.
There you go. But then there's Canadian Club, which is, it says, isn't Canadian Club a Scotch with, am I making this up?
No, I think Canadian, I don't know much about Canadian Club. I think it is a, no, it is a Scotch whiskey.
It is
pretty
a
sure
Scotch whiskey,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
made out of obviously Canada. Yeah.
So it's like, well, hold on. Okay. Scotch, Canada, Scotch.
I'm definitely not a whiskey expert, but what I do outside what I was talking about before is they call me the whiskey whisperer because
I'm intrigued.
Because I deal directly with Japan, and I look after Australia for the Japanese Quality Whiskey Society as far as bringing whiskies back into Australia. So whiskies is in really, really, really short demand here in Australia, but actually all over the world.
Really?
Japanese whiskey, and the reason for that is they're purists. They only limit a little bit amount out to the distributors, and the ones that don't have distributors, they just create like this small.
We should go into business
exclusive.
together.
Oh, please,
Is
you
it
can be the face.
Suntory whiskey.
Suntory, yeah. There's Suntory whiskies. There's a whole lot of other whiskies as well that are outside the Suntory brand. But yeah, Suntory's really like with the Hibikis and everything. Have just made a massive.
What do you think of Suntory whiskey?
Yeah, look. At the end of the day, they're the ones that have put everything on the map as well. So you can't dismiss it. And it's just, all I know is that we've got a massive shortage in Australia. So the reason that I'm involved with it is because it's just supply and demand. Like, everyone wants Japanese whiskey at the moment. They're just all on this like massive hype trend, like rosé, where everyone wants it, nobody can get it. It's in small supply.
Meanwhile,
they
it's
limit
everywhere in Japan.
And it's everywhere in Japan.
But I might know people
That's
that
right.
could talk to people that might be able to help people.
Yay, that sounds brilliant.
I can actually put you onto somebody who would be really keen, because so this person that I'm talking about used to because he looks after the people in Japan who like European brands or like Western brands of in particular tequila. Have you heard of De Leon tequila? I think Puff Daddy, P Diddy.
Oh, that's his little thing.
That's his thing.
Yeah.
Patron is another big one that they use. Yeah,
massive.
Yeah. So they used to they had these rights to distribute the tequila, the De Leon and Patron, I think, in Japan. But that's his thing. His thing is alcohol.
Wonderful.
Right. I
We
remember
should
you telling me about this a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
We should talk. Yeah, because all I do is can get access to 200 to 400 different Japanese whiskies, all set all around the world from Japan, and if they contact me, I can give them like a little snippet of a little code where they can get it now